Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm watching K&J Cook DeVoe. Today, we're going to make this stuffed turkey loin with spinach, cranberry, and onion. But before we get to that, I'd like to get a completely unbiased opinion from my beautiful, loving, supportive girlfriend. See how we think it tastes.
It doesn't sound very unbiased.
Okay. So before we get to the video, there's one more thing that I'd like for you guys to do for me. You know what that is?
Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Okay, to start things off, I got some butter. It's all melted. I'm going to add some onions. Now I'll dice that. And then to that, just going to add a little salt. I don't usually measure, but I'd say probably half a teaspoon. And then we're going to use just a few dashes of pepper. About a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. And a dash of cayenne. Now I'm going to let that go down to a simmer. Let the onions start to soften. While that's happening, we already have our just leftover bread. Just toasted on one side to dry it out. Will be the start of our stuffing. I'm going to take a couple handfuls, some spinach, add it right in with the onion and butter. Could add celery in there if you had it. I didn't have it today. We'll wilt that down a little bit, and then we'll pour it onto our bread after I break it up. Now I have the stuffing all mixed up. I think it's going to be moist enough, and time to add the last ingredient. I already had the salt and pepper and garlic and cayenne in with the butter and the onions and spinach. So now, just need a little bell seasoning or it isn't stuffing. Use about probably a full teaspoon on this. And then I'm going to take this turkey out and we're going to cut right where the seam is here. We'll cut it down under one side, down under the other side, unroll it, and I'll get back to you. And now that I have it all cut open and unfolded, I'm just going to beat it with my little rolling pin a little bit, tenderize it, and spread it out. Don't want to go too thin. It is turkey, and you don't want to have a real thin, tough layer. So we're just going to take it out, bang it some, get it down, probably about quarter, half an inch, and make some room for our stuffing. Okay, I think that's enough carnage. Now, we'll take our nice stuffing mixture with the onions and spinach and the craisins and the onions. We'll get that right in the middle as best we can. And then what I'm going to do is roll it back up on either side. I don't have any butcher's thread, so what I'm going to do is take an old barbecue skewer, thread it back together, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, I got it all threaded back together. It's loose, but it'll be fine. I'm going to take it, I'm going to flip it over, sit it in the pan I have. Already got some baby carrots in there. Interesting fact, there's no such thing as baby carrots. These are actually adult carrots that they threw in a tumbler and cut to size. But they're easier and we use them anyway. I'm going to add probably 2 cups of water in here. Just touch the bottom of the meat. I'm going to cover the pan with foil and I'm going to stick it in the oven at 375 degrees until I think it is fairly steamed, and then I will take the foil off and we'll get working on the gravy. For that, we need to season the top of the meat. We'll put on just a dusting of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then a little thyme would be good on top. If you have sage, that would help too. I'm just going to wrap this in foil, get it in the oven, and I'll check back with you in about 45 minutes when it's ready to pull out the broth I've made. Okay, it's been about half an hour. I dumped the juice out of the pan, put it in a cup to cool down. I'm going to return the turkey to the oven, let it brown up a little bit for about 10 minutes while I make the gravy. Okay, got a couple of tablespoons of butter melting. It's been 15 minutes. I took the turkey and carrots out. It's all browned up and resting there. I have a couple tablespoons of flour. I'm going to add right to the butter. And then we'll add some salt. Black pepper, and a little garlic. I'm just going to stir this flour around in the butter until it starts to turn a nice light brown color. We don't want a dark gravy, we just want a light gravy, so we'll make this roux a little light. Sorry for the camera angles, so I'm going to have somebody help me film or get a setup so I don't have to cook one-handed for you guys anymore, but we're on our way, work in progress here. Alright, we're starting to look a little golden, we can go a little darker than that, and then we're going to start adding the broth we got from the pan. Alright, it's getting a nice dark, it's bubbling all over, flour's cooked off, no real flour taste. So we're going to add some of the stock from the pan. There's some steam. I'm going to whisk this in. You'll see it looks a little thick at the moment. I'm going to add a little more in a minute, but you're always better to mix it as you go. At this point I'm actually turning the heat even lower. Okay. Get off the heat for a second to see the gravy's starting to form up. Not look half bad. I'm gonna let it reduce a little bit more. I'll plate it up. Let's see what we got. Here's the turkey, all rested and cut up. See, it's not dried out. The nice stuffing still sitting in there. Bits of cranberry and onion and spinach in there. Let's get the servings out.